Good evening, everyone.
So excited. Welcome back to the Dear Video Games podcast, where we're on a quest to bring you fun, inspiring, insightful perspectives on the game industry, the games, and their personalities. And what better way to do it with my lovely co-host, Snackless.
Hi, welcome back to episode 2. I'm Snackless, longtime streamer, retired kindergarten teacher, and we're so excited to be here. Continuing episode 2 with our pool party theme, even though for both of us,
Even though we're
it's not
freezing.
pool weather, but it's like pool wannabe weather, okay? It's, pool wannabe weather.
Oh.
Slight technical difficulty.
So if you're listening to this is the first time we're recording together, not live. So we're not currently live streaming this. We've got a couple things going on this week. So we're trying to do this and testing out kind of not doing it in front of an audience. And so far, we don't know what to do with our hands.
Yeah,
because,
switching it up,
Because we're used to having a chat. So chat, if you're listening, we miss you.
And we do miss you.
We have a really, really awesome episode for you today, though, because not only are we freezing in June, which is so bizarre, we have a lot of gaming news coming, which is how you feel about that, Snacks.
Well, initially I felt excited, and then when it came out, I felt overwhelmed. But now I'm back to feeling excited.
Right?
What do you think?
Like when we were talking about launching a podcast and we were like, oh, we'll just, kind of jump into it. And then gaming news happens in June, right? E3. And, we're usually traveling for this sort of stuff. And
Yes.
so to not be and to cover everything, there's just a lot. There's a lot of games.
I hope we get to cover it in person again soon. Mav and I have got to be in person at lots of really cool things, and I hope that we get to do that again and do Dear Video Games together. Because how cool
Oh my gosh. I know. I was chatting with someone about this, about how like you're in trouble once we get to hang out in person together because it's like way more fun. And being able to record this in person will be so cool.
I feel like we'll have so many shenanigans.
Right? And vlogging. We're definitely going to vlog.
Yeah.
It won't be just us talking about Pizza Kitchen and bringing donuts to it. It'll be
doing it. We'll be having donut taste testing.
It's going to be tradition now. Anytime we're in LA, we have to bring donuts to the Pizza Kitchen.
Yes, absolutely.
Downtown LA Pizza Kitchen. If you're still there, we're coming.
We can't wait.
Okay, so this podcast will be out Fridays. So if you're listening to this, it's probably Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain Time everywhere. So make sure to leave a rating. We are officially on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all the places. If there is a platform that you would like us on that we are not currently on, let us know. Tag us at Dear Video Games on Twitter. But leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoy the show. And also, we'll do some shout outs for comments in the beginning of each episode, which will be super fun. We'll pick between like that podcast ratings and like the YouTube videos. So maybe you'll get a shout out. So let us know.
Like a Dear Video Game celebrity. Just for supporting.
They love that.
Yeah, and really exciting stuff. Thanks for everyone who's followed. We're almost at 100 followers on Twitter and Twitch.
That's really so crazy. It's literally episode 2, right?
Episode 2, but we did have an alpha, but I feel like we've got it together now.
We literally skipped the beta. We just went right in.
We were ready.
we apexed it and we just launched.
Yeah, really. Surprise! Wake up! It's a new day with fun things. Yeah, really exciting. We do have something else very special. Aside from having a really big episode today with lots of gaming news, we have someone special to share with you. Do you want to tell us a little more about her, Mav?
Yes. Okay, so I have been bugging my friends. I mean, our friends. All spring and all year long, trying to kind of workshop the podcast a little bit and see like, do we want guests? Where do we want the guests? I would love to bring on some really awesome voices. And we got Lori Pops on today. So if you're listening, right? If you know her, if you've been on Twitch, you know her. She's your horror. She's your scary game player on the hardest difficulty. Yep, on the hardest difficulty. She thinks you totally rock, and she is a badass mom, gaming creator who is actually crossing, I want to say the streams, but like diving into game development. So she actually has her own indie studio called Chromatic Pie. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about her time as a creator, becoming a mom, being a mom to a toddler during quarantine, and then also launching her own developing studio, which focuses on accessibility. And I'm really excited. So cute. Her logo is a rainbow pie. Like this is perfect.
Amazing. And she actually made that pie with someone else on top. I know they kind of like brainstormed together on how to keep the colors separate. It's like a pixelized rainbow pie. If you haven't seen it, I believe it's on their Twitter. It's really cool.
And speaking of super cool, let's get into the episode. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about the Xbox showcase. We're going to be talking about some of the Netflix stuff. We're going to be talking about Switch news. We're going to be talking about the Wholesome Games Direct. As you guys know, we love indie games as much as we love Destiny. We love shooters. We love the cute stuff. So
yes, good mix,
right?
Balance in your life.
So we're going to dive right in. And so we're not really going to do too much of a deep dive. So if we're missing any games, obviously, we would love to talk about every single one, but we would be here all night. And, you know, there were hours and hours of showcases. So we're going to kind of distill it down to the things that we think that we would really like, why we would really like it, some things about some of the developers, and stuff we don't like.
A few things, whether they stood out to us, good, bad, kind of in between. And we do have links for you. So if you feel like we missed something, or you're wondering what else was shown, if we didn't touch base on it, we will have links for you, and you're welcome to click on those and kind of check them out. They're actually really great. They have images and a little blurb about the games, and then they have links that'll take you to where you can find more information if you're looking for it.
That's right. And before we completely dive in, make sure to go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/videogames. We're going to be showing off the some offline Let's Plays, because Snacks and I play a lot of games offline, and that can be where that lives. And if you do become a Patreon, there is a rank for shout outs. So we will also have producers for the show and some pre-show funsies that will be happening. So make sure you guys
There's some really funny stuff out there.
Maybe you'll be able to vote. There's so many things we can do with it. So make sure you check it out. So if you enjoy it, remember, leave a rating and check out our Patreon if you would like.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. I need the beeping. Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news. Whoa. Wait, maybe.
What's happening?
Breaking news! Oh my gosh! Hold on to your nerdy butts. We've got Summer Game Fest. Wait, we talked about Summer Game Fest.
We did talk about Summer Game Fest,
but it was going on all weekend long. Okay, so we can still talk about it a little bit. There were lots of games you could play there, so it was actually like a convention, and there was there was a cool space and everything. I was so jealous of everyone in LA. They looked like there were demos. And the Xbox showcase was going on while it was open. So it was really cool to sort of see Geoff out there in action. There was a lot of celebrity sightings. Zed was there and a couple of other people. Yeah, like amazing. Yeah, Xbox showcase, though.
Xbox showcase. Okay. Tell me,
compared to PlayStation, it was so much better.
Felt really put together.
Yeah,
and I felt like overall
they understand.
It was cohesive and informative, and it wasn't too long on some things and too short. Like sometimes I feel like I'm left wishing for more, or I'm bored.
Yeah,
and have you ever been like, okay?
Yes, and
it felt good. Actually, it felt pretty smooth.
Usually they're on the stage, right? Usually it's like a live show, but it wasn't. It was like they had a theater and they had some insider folks there, and then they watched it on a screen. They're just like, I think you know, the pandemic really pushed them to make an experience for the online, right? And that is where we're all at. And so it was really interesting to see it because I don't think I've ever seen them do it that way before. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Maybe one day we'll be in that theater watching it live
Oh my
again.
gosh, bugging Phil. Phil!
Yeah,
Who
be
was
awesome.
there? Phil Spencer was there. So shout out to Phil. Phil is wonderful. I've been able to hang out and chat with him, and he's definitely just great. So if you ever get to meet him, he's as cool as you think he is.
Maybe you can introduce us one day.
I will. I will. Maybe he'll join us here on Tier Video
Yeah,
Games.
that would be amazing. Love that. Okay,
Speaking
so
of
they
cool
did something.
people.
Yeah, they did something kind of interesting
Yeah.
this year that was like a little different that Mav and I talked about actually quite a few times. And so Sarah Bond was on stage and they were talking about how they were only going to show games that were releasing in the next 12 months. Because sometimes, you know, you get a game and it's like 2026, 2024, and it's just so far away.
Or it's like a short little snippet of like nothing, and you're like, what was that? And they're like, we don't know.
We don't also know which direction we're going.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So all of the things that we're going to kind of touch base on about the Xbox showcase are things that are up and coming soon. That's pretty cool.
It was really cool seeing Sarah Bond on there. I think I cried when I met her. I was not cool at all. I think it was because I think, you know, it was, what was it? It was, when did I go out there last? The Game Awards? Yes, I went to the Game Awards and I got to meet Sarah Bond, and then I saw Cosmo there, and he was like, "I have someone. I have your biggest fan here," and it was Deej, and I bawled like my lash was coming off. Like I think I was just full of emotion from not seeing humans, and then they were such a big part of my career in gaming, right?
Like a huge shout out to Cosmo and Geej. Cosmo gave me a shot. He was the first person who ever gave me a shot, who ever believed in my channel, who was like, you know, and I will never forget that.
He's also a celebrity, so
yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, so for Xbox Showcase, what was one of the games that you wanted to talk about?
So we're going to start off with Redfall because they're pushing this game so hard right now because this is their next, I want to say Fortnite, right? Like this is their Fortnite tier game experience that they're trying to push. And I'm really excited. It is a Bethesda title with Arcane Studios. So Bethesda Softworks is like the umbrella company for a bunch of different studios working on a bunch of different games. And so Arcane is one of them and is making Redfall, which is a kind of like PvE, vampire hunting, open world shooter, band of friends, different magical abilities. Like they're really going all out with this game.
And lots of different vampires too, like really unique looking, which I thought was kind of cool. That definitely caught my eye. And definitely kind of like a doom and gloom and darkness.
Yes.
Eeriness to it.
Yes.
So if that's your thing.
Not zombies, not like military, but just like vampire magic guns.
Cobblestone, collapsed creepy castle.
Castlevania vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's coming out in 2023.
Yes. So everything we're saying, if it comes out in 2023, it's coming out in spring. So early 2023 is what their goal is. Obviously, things can happen. So, you know, and just remember, people work on these games. So even if we maybe don't like some of them or the direction or had a bad experience, there are a lot of people working really hard at these games. Absolutely. Speaking of people who don't stop working so hard is Riot Games. Okay. Yeah. They are literally PvP. Like I think Riot and their games, like that is, if you're looking to be a competitive PvPer and actually be in esports, like you have to be playing something Riot. Otherwise, what are you doing? Like they win everything for that game, for that tier. And they're teaming up with Xbox.
Yes, they are.
So Snacks and I are going to be playing League of Legends because now they've unlocked all the skins, all the characters.
I want my characters to look cool.
So you can unlock them all, which is
skin. It's like gotta catch them all, but gotta
It's
unlock them all.
I really thought that the Bethesda acquisition with Xbox was like the biggest news ever. And then Blizzard was like, what if Microsoft was our dad? And then Riot was like, but what if we were dating them?
We're just getting adopted. The game studios are all getting adopted,
I
and
know.
we're forming new
Daddy,
families in gaming.
Daddy Microsoft.
Oh my
uh, okay, so some of my beloved, most beloved franchises is ESO. So Elder Scrolls Online,
God.
by ZeniMax Online Studios, came out with a new expansion called High Isle, which they talk about the
Looks so cool.
Bretons. Yeah, it's so if you like Elder Scrolls and you like the Bretons, they don't talk a lot about the Bretons because they are like a hybrid magic using elf human, and they're
Mm.
kind of like outcast, right? Like they're not actually held in high regard. And so in ESO,
Aw,
they have their own faction. And so they kind of are a little bit more powerful and they kind of dive deeper into it and really have changed a lot with the game. So if you're interested in an MMO, it is growing really fast and I think you'll really like it if you're
very
especially if you
excited.
like the art.
Yeah, it looks really amazing. It looks fantastic. And then Fallout, it's been 25 years of Fallout, which is one, very long,
Insane.
and two, really impressive. So cool. And they are coming out with Fallout 76, The Pit. So that's really cool. Something new to look forward to.
It really is pretty insane. Just the level of Fallout 76 when it came out, it was
Hmm.
really stressful, I think, for the team because they had
Yeah.
never done a multiplayer game. And so
Mhm.
taking a franchise like Fallout, which is one of my favorites, I got partnered playing Fallout 3 uh like mid quest. I had someone join my stream and was like, "You're partnered." And I was like, there's a bug in the game right now I
My
have to
gosh,
deal with."
amazing. Amazing.
But
What a nice memory.
it's really cool to see them kind of getting used to it. And, you know, they're trying new stuff. And so shout outs to Double Oven for
Yeah.
sticking to 76. I know there was some articles out about how rough it really was for developers. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that they kind of either stuck it out or, you know, changed the way that they did it because making
Mhm.
games is really hard. So,
It is really hard, and it's especially really hard, during a pandemic and with all of these extra challenges. And, these are real people working on these games, and I feel like sometimes we forget that. And so it's really cool to see them make those changes and stick it out because I think that's really challenging to take something that's maybe not been perceived as well as you wanted to, even though you spent all this time and energy and, working on something so hard, and then being able to kind of work on that and rework it is, I think, really impressive. So we look forward to
yeah.
something new coming out.
So I can't wait to see what they do with that. I can't wait to hear
Mhm.
about, you know, Fallout things in general. So we'll see. Keep our eyes out open. But
Yes.
speaking of sequels, oh my
Yes.
gosh, Overwatch 2 is here.
Yay.
Blizzard, I don't know if this was an announcement as like a Blizzard partnership, which I don't think so because I think it's just a game coming out.
Hmm.
But it was kind of like their first game. They had something right after Overwatch 2 launch, which I didn't catch the name of that game, but it looked like a World of Warcraft something.
Okay.
Um, but their first Blizzard announcement was Overwatch 2. I don't know if it's official, but Blizzard Studios, October 4th, Overwatch
Yeah,
2. We'll definitely have someone on that will talk more about Overwatch and the
we
road
can
that it's
dive into
had.
that.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can get maybe a developer or the community manager to join, or maybe even some creators to come talk about Overwatch because
Hmm.
a lot of people play it. I always see Syrup. So Syrup, if you're listening, I always see her
Yes.
playing Overwatch, and I'm like, you're addicted.
Good game. I haven't played in quite some time, but I have a soft spot for Overwatch. I think it's a really fun game. I was hoping to see like a little bit. I wanted to see
Literally
something
anything.
new, and I feel like what we didn't see was something new. I feel like we
Yeah.
saw things we already know on maps that we already know about, and maybe it's just not time to release those things yet. But I feel like if there was a little bit more to that, it might have drawn people in a little more.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially a
kind of.
company like Blizzard, you'd think that they would push some sort of content to really shake up stuff, but I mean, there's
So
nothing wrong with making what they have better because the game has been out for a very long time.
yes, absolutely.
But I want to see what it was supposed to be. I want to see what Titan could be. Okay. I
Yeah, so
know.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see with that. If you want to see something new.
Speaking of something new.
And something a bit wild. Arc 2 is coming out, and Vin Diesel is hopping onto a T-Rex to join us for the ride. He's going to be the main character, Santiago, which is so cool. And at first I asked Mav, I thought, that's so cool, but also so random. And then she let me know that he is actually going to be working on the game, which kind of brings that a bit more full circle and makes a little bit more sense. So that's really cool. He's joined Studio Wildcard as an executive producer. So that is so cool. And also the EP on the Arc animated series coming out in 2022. So lots of Arc cross Vin Diesel magic coming your way soon.
Oh my gosh, just amazing. And this is not his first time, being in a game. So we're definitely going to see more of him, especially with Ark. And Ark is such a big game to have a sequel is going to be pretty epic. And the fact that they're adding stories, very interesting. So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. Minecraft Legends. I was
Okay, the
actually really
most
surprised
exciting.
when I saw this.
Oh my gosh, it's like Minecraft but cuter.
It's
If
an action
oh,
strategy game in partnership with Blackbird Interactive coming in early 2023. The game
yay.
will have a very exciting campaign and introduce co-op and competitive multiplayer. So think like tower defense kind of game, I feel like. But like it looks really good. So
Amazing. It's very visually appealing to me.
I
It's
don't
like,
I don't know if they even share did they share they shared gameplay footage.
yeah, but it was
But it was
more,
like
it,
stylized a little
it was, they
bit.
were also
So
showing like scenery and
yeah.
different places and spaces and people. There was villagers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we love a good Minecraft village.
We also love a good goat sim. Am I right?
Yes.
Goat Sim 3 is coming out thanks to Coffee Stain for working on it. It's coming out this fall. So
Exciting.
everything you loved from the games prior mashed together with a load of new features and a shiny new location, which I thought it was an announcement for The Sims because it was very like sim looking with their like their animations, and I was like, oh my
Yes.
god, the new Sims looks crazy. What is this? But no,
Surprise, it's actually goats.
it's actually Goat Sim, which I don't think I've ever played Goat Sim, so
I've never played Goat Sim, but maybe we'll have to. I
we'll
wonder if
have
there's like a co-op.
we'll have to bring it in. Okay, so quickly, briefly, the last case of Benedict Fox coming early 2023. They didn't show much of this. The art looked really cool. I'm really
Mhm.
excited for it. I want to see. I want to hear more of it. I want to hear more this fall for it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be mystery and really
Ooh.
cool. Not pixel, but like particle animation. So I'm excited to kind of see more about that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there, but there's definitely kind of an air of mystery around it and kind of like a bit of whimsy
Yeah.
mixed in there, which I
Yes.
kind of like. So
Yes.
we'll have to hear more. Okay.
Speaking of whimsy, snacks.
Okay. You know what? I don't know what to say about this because it's like, remember last episode, rewind, episode one, Mav and I were like, Kojima, there's something going on. There's something, shh, don't tell anyone there's something happening. It's spooky. We heard it. What's going on? And then that's literally what happened. They were like, it's spooky.
There's
It's
something going on. It's spooky.
no one knows what's going on. Goodbye. And I was like, wait, what? And it was over.
It's
I
so
mean, there was a little more to it, but
it's
that's your 2 second
it's so
translation.
interesting because he just made a game for PlayStation. So to have him go to Xbox Studios, it's a big thing. So Kojima Productions and Xbox Games Studio are announced their partnership, in this brief, no dates, very ominous video of Kojima on the
Yeah.
screen. Hideo Kojima, very famous for Death Stranding, Metal Gear, literally so many games. What was that horror game that the demo?
PT.
PT.
The PT demo.
Which it's rumored that he's making a horror game. So
Yep.
maybe he's swinging it back around, and
Yes.
it's rumored and possibly going to be called Overdose.
Really?
And their goal is to leverage the power of the cloud. So maybe pushing the Samsung TV deal or the
Which I love
technology
that.
there. Yes,
Love that access.
the cloud is amazing, and I really can't wait. We chatted a little bit last time about the TV being able to just play on your TV. The new
Yeah.
ones from this year is going to be pretty big.
And just opening up that access. Speaking of the Kojima, it's basically what I said to Mav. It's like Gru from Despicable Me, where
Oh
he's
yeah.
like, "Here, I'm planning something. It's very, very big. It's very, very, very important. It's very big. Don't ask me about it." And I'm like, what?
Don't talk to me. I don't want you to know.
Tell me your secrets.
So
I
that
want
is
to
going to
know.
be amazing. Oh my gosh. So this next game I've been waiting for. They've teased it so many times. I didn't know if it was real. Lightyear Frontier, which you are a little mech. You're like a little farming mech. It's by Frame Break Development. A peaceful open world farming adventure on a planet at a far edge of the galaxy. Starting your new home on a distant planet with up to 3 friends as your farm alien crops. Build your own homestead and explore untamed wildernesses of the world. It looks cool. It looks so cute.
It does look really cute. And like the mech plunking around and doing the gardening, and they had like a little video of it like mining some like copper or iron or something like off of the planet. It looked really cute. And we love a good like co-op game with our friends.
Yes, yes. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited.
And then the
Oh,
biggest announcement of the whole showcase,
oh
which
my
had
gosh.
feeling, is Starfield.
But then they showed the last couple seconds of it, and we're going to get into it. So if you're
Yeah.
here because of the title, because I'm sure it's like something Starfield.
Yeah.
I've been waiting so long for this game. You guys know, Snacks and I play a lot of Destiny. We're a fan of sci-fi. We know good sci-fi. We love planets, we love space, we love guns.
Exploration.
Bethesda Game Studios finally is showing us gameplay for Starfield, and
And a lot of it. They showed a lot.
They showed a lot of it.
Yeah.
These, keep in mind, okay, before I get upset, these builds aren't the current builds, right? Like sometimes they add a different UI because they don't want to share the new one yet. Sometimes, they stylize it so that way you don't see things, or you do see things. There's only so much they can do as the game gets closer to launch. And so they are the creators of the Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Fallout, and it is the year 2330. So interesting that it's only 100 years into our future. I would have thought it would have been like a couple hundred years past where we are today.
Fair.
I was hoping a little bit more into but
Yeah.
maybe there's something in the story or in like the universe that shows off like
Explains that
why
gap.
it's not that far ahead of time.
Yeah, fair.
So they finally shared gameplay, really exciting. They showed the new characters, so the skin and the hair, and your character creation looks amazing.
Yes, a lot of customization.
It's so pretty. I love the art and the badges and the design.
Yes, at the end.
There's
been a lot of controversy
and
and upset.
they showed that you can travel to thousands of different planets. And then I think everyone was like, wait. And then they were like, so you'll be so busy. And then everyone
And we
was
don't
like,
like to
no.
be just busy farming the same planet or public event for 4 hours straight.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants that. And then at the same time, like, it sounds so cool, but what if it's just like 5 different types of planets
Weren't you
repeated.
saying like, what if it's just dirt? What if it's
Yeah.
just blend shape? So right off the bat, when they drop you into the game and you look out onto the planet, the sky is cloudy. And that tells me two things. One, maybe the planet is cloudy. Two, there's no universe, right? Like you can't see. And maybe we've just played so much Destiny that, when you step down on the moon and you look out into the sky, it's
Mhm.
just huge. Like you just
Yeah.
feel so small. And so seeing it be kind of like hard to see in the distance was really weird. But hopefully different planets are different. And hopefully it's not just a randomizing procedure, right? Like hopefully it's not like Skyrim where
Yes.
you're like randomizing new quests and stuff. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's actually like there are only this many amount of planets, but if it is randomized, like it's optional. Like you don't have to go and do all that.
Yeah, I think the dream would be that there are multiple types of unique planets and that they're kind of, it's okay to me if they're generated with those features, but that there is a purpose there,
Yeah.
but that the purpose isn't just to making me go to them. I want there to be a reason and kind of a drive to want to go to those planets. And when we do go to those planets, I want them to be unique and interesting. So that's kind of the hope there.
So I didn't really see the style from the trailer being in the game. It just looked like Fallout, which they said that they are bringing programs and things from games that they've enjoyed, like basically everything that they've created technologically, which is a lot. They've created a lot of different types of games and different types of scenarios into one game. And so hopefully we'll see more.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just not the best thing that they showcased because they don't want to spoil anything or they don't want to show anything. They've
And
been
I'm certain that they like heard about people's impressions of the
I
planet. So
know. Oh,
maybe that's an okay thing, like it was just us being cautious. The game hasn't come out yet and we're just giving our feedback. And sometimes that can be really helpful in game development.
yes. And
Never know.
so yeah, I'm hoping to see a bit more style. I'm hoping to see, you can create your ship though. Like you can put your ship together. You can
I think fighting too, right? Like
Yep, you can dogfight in space. I'm not a huge fan of flying in games though. So I don't know.
well,
I
I guess we'll have to wait
don't
and
know.
see. A lot of wait and see for some of these games, but that's kind
Yeah.
of exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mav, tell me,
Okay.
what would you rate the Xbox showcase?
So I think I gave it a B.
Okay.
Just because it didn't have titles that I was either hoping to see or not enough from each one.
Mhm.
And maybe it's because they were only showing things that are coming out in the next year. I think that's what, like, I would give it like a B plus. I think it's been one of the
Okay.
best. I think with I just having worked with them and knowing
Mhm.
how hard they work for this showcase. Not that I feel like that should skew it because I want to be fair and I want to be, if you're gonna take the time to watch it and you're listening to us first, just keep your expectations. They were right. Like it's just going to be
Mhm.
stuff a year out. They're focusing more on optimization and they're getting a bunch of new studios and a lot of
Yeah.
new technology and all sorts of stuff. So I give it a B. What would you?
I gave it a B as well. I thought that there was some really good things in there, and I was excited about, ESO and Minecraft Legends. That sounds so cool. I thought like it was not short and sweet, but it gave me a short and sweet feeling.
Hmm.
You know, it wasn't that the show was too short. It was that it was like a small amount of games with like an appropriate snippet, which I really appreciated. It was kind of like bite-sized.
Yeah.
It was like a bite-sized showcase, which I liked. I didn't have to like, sometimes I feel like they're like ramming a piece of
Oh my
cake into your
gosh.
mouth and you
They've
get
also done that in the
like
past where they have like a 2.5 hour showcase and you're like, guys, it cannot be a
yeah.
feature film. Like it cannot be.
Yes, because people get like Mav and I were saying, like you can get bored,
You get bored, you get
So
fatigued, like then you don't see a lot of gameplay and then it just starts to blur and there's just even after watching it, I felt like, okay, I'm tired.
yeah, overall I thought it was really good and my biggest takeaway was actually just the timing, because
Yeah.
it's something that it impacts us a lot.
Mhm.
And so I thought that it was really well done in terms of timing and how much they showed from each game, and what we got from them. So I did appreciate that aspect. So a B for me.
Yay! Good job. If anyone from Xbox
Yay.
or friends, good job. It was awesome. I also got to see the post show that was actually today. We're recording on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really, really awesome. They showed more of like a deep dive and interviews on a bunch of the games that they announced, which is awesome. Like we never get to see that. So we got to see
Pretty
more.
cool.
And then the pre-show, my friend Rochelle, she for during the pandemic, Aaron Greenberg, who is like head of marketing, and Geoff Keighleys and myself were hosting this online group talk
Hmm.
thing with Steve as well. And I got to meet her and meet so many amazing developers and community members. And I like my pandemic was talking to game devs casually after hours, which was really, really,
Fun though.
yeah, it was awesome. So many friendships that I don't think would have ever happened if we didn't get locked down, So
Hmm.
to see
Taking the good
her,
parts out of it.
yeah, to see her host was really awesome. I bawled. I was like, "Oh my god,
Aw.
my baby!" So she got to talk to Phil Spencer, and it was really, really awesome. And then we got to see Kelly on stage. So she was hosting the show in LA. So her and Malik were chatting there. So cool to see. Definitely was I think the only event that happened this weekend that I felt a little FOMO over, because E3 is my
Aw.
favorite event. And so to not
Yeah.
have an E3 ever again, hopefully not. Like, hopefully it's my favorite. I hope it's dev only, and like we can actually go and do the testing things
Yeah.
out and EA Play and all sorts of stuff again. But
Oh, I know. I miss EA Play. That was a fun time
I
too.
know. So
Well, fingers crossed for some more fun events in the future and
fingers
less FOMO.
crossed. Speaking of more fun events in the future, a
Yes.
day later, uh, it was the Wholesome Direct Indie Show, which is
Yes.
the type of games that Snacks and I have been really leaning into. So if you are interested in
Yeah.
indie games, that we're gonna chat about some of the ones they showed. Oh my gosh, how many did they show?
Okay, so they said it was going to be 75, and I took notes on almost every single one, and I think it was more. I didn't count because my notes were like 5 pages long,
It
but
was like
it was a
100.
lot.
Yeah.
They said it was going to be 75 games, so it was a Wholesome Direct with a showcase, and they show about 75 games. And the biggest thing I could say about it is that it was so fast. It was like I was taking notes for Mav and I, and she did end up catching up with it later. But I was like, like it was just, but it was really sweet. It was amazing. So obviously, we're not going to take time to dive into all 75 games, but we do have a link for you that lists all of them. We're just going to touch base with some of the games that kind of stood out to us, or games that we're looking forward to playing, or something meaningful, something that meant something when it popped up. But if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend even just hopping onto their site and scrolling through and just looking for things that catch your eye, because there was a lot going on. And even if you watch the showcase, I know I myself had to read the website like 4 times just to try to
And they
sort
show
it out.
they show little tiles of the picture. So even if there's a picture that
Mhm.
you might be interested in, you can click it, check it out. It has all of the game information. And they also have a funding program for grants for
Mhm.
um, LGBTQ and BIPOC community to help them get started in making their games. So make sure you guys check out supportgalaxy.fund. I'll have that link in the info section. They also had
Mhm.
t-shirts that you could buy that could help support it, and I
Yeah.
got one.
Oh, did you? Oh my gosh, did you get one too? We can be twins.
I definitely got one. I got like a large, men's large in the dark blue one, and a little one in the white one to give to one of my smalls. But like,
Aw.
um, yeah, I love when they have like something like that to
Mhm. That's a
be able
great
to
way to
support.
support them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so diving into the games, my number one standout for me was called Wholesome Out and About. And I feel like the name doesn't even do it justice. It's by Yaldi Games because so you play this character and you're restoring your grandma's hometown. But the coolest thing about it is that the whole game is about you connecting with nature. And one of the things that you get to do
Aw.
there is forage, garden, and cook and learn about different plants. So you get to like learn how to identify real plants
Oh
that
my
exist.
gosh. It's going to be
And
like
I
Animal Crossing where I just
so
learn.
cool. I love when I can learn from a game. Coming out 2023, looks amazing. Definitely at the top of my list. Looks so good. What about you, Mav? What stood out for you?
Oh my gosh, there were so many things. I actually got a chance to kind of play a few of the demos, which some of them didn't connect, so I'm not gonna mention that. Demos are hard.
I was just gonna say
They're
demos
like
are
they're
hard.
like duct tape and bubble gum. They're not the build. It's the ratio is weird. My monitor's big. Like it's really hard
Mhm.
to battle that. So I did
Yeah.
give some feedback, but there's some of these developers are a single person team.
Yes.
So
Like working so hard, like trying to hold it all together with glue. Same.
I actually did try mail time. So we can chat about mail time really quick. Mail time is so cute.
Okay. It
Um
looks amazing.
and it's a single person who is part of the LGBTQ community. So there's actually some characters in the game that are LGBT. And it was really cute because there's like this I think it was an otter who she was trying to write a love letter to her girl, like to some, I know it was like some girl that she was like
Aww.
starstruck by, but didn't have the courage to talk to, but she wanted to tell her how she felt. And like,
Mhm.
your job was to send them the letter, and it was like a toad across the pond or something, and it was so cute. So
Aw.
um
It looks great.
the 3D game with the 2D art
Mhm.
conversation, I just love that style when they get to mix the two. So they did a great
It
job. They're working really hard.
Yeah, so basically you get to be a Mail Scout and you deliver letters across Grumblewood to the
Oh,
characters. It's really, really, really cute. Looks very good.
I'm surprised it's coming out in quarter 4. So it's coming out this winter.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited. We'll be playing it for sure.
That's very soon. So we'll have to do a deep dive on that.
Yeah.
When coming. Something sweet for you
Yes.
is Little Bear Chef. Oh my gosh.
That's the
Little
one
Bear
with the
Chef.
bottle, right? Where it looks like a honey
Yes.
bottle.
Yes, by Banana Box.
Oh
It's
my
this
gosh.
tiny bear, but the bear looks like those honey bottle bears, like honey. Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
evil
honey
at
in the.
first when it opens the oven in the trailer. You're like, oh my
Oh,
God, what is
it's
happening?
so cute. It's so cute. So the idea is that you're this tiny honey bear in a kitchen and you're doing your best to cook food, but the kitchen is human sized, so it's like ginormous. So I love that too because it's kind of this element of silliness, and I love that in a game. It doesn't have a release date yet, so just something to dream about.
Literally perfectly said.
To me, with all those indie games on the direct, I'm like, when?
It
2025?
literally says soon.
I'm like, oh yeah. When we were making these notes, I kept clicking on them, and everyone had written in the Steam description, it said TBD. One of them said soon,
Yeah,
coming
maybe
soon.
soon, probably
Yeah, one of them
soon.
was blank. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh. So this one that you wrote down, I stumbled upon it and was like, oh my gosh, and then realized you wrote it down and was like, we're
Oh
the same
yeah.
person. Usagi Shima by
Hmm.
Panko. Is it Panko?
Hmm.
It's like a relaxing bunny collecting game. Where you take care of an abandoned island and you can go around and like pet bunnies and feed them,
Oh
and like it's a really cool like crayon art style,
yes.
um
I was
like
thinking just how to
like a
describe it.
storybook crayon.
Yes, like wax crayon.
Yeah, really, really, really pretty. I think it's one
Hmm.
person too. Like
Yeah.
I think it's one person. Um, Really excited to see. You
Where
know,
that goes.
really, I mean, Stardew Valley was one dude. You know, it took him a long time, but it was one guy, so it can be done. It just takes time.
I mean, that was extremely, extremely impressive. Like, really.
That was like, yeah, it's a long
That's
time.
like sometimes I like to think about people who write books that have this like huge universes, like full of people and places and things and connections. And I mean, yeah, some of the people who create these games, their brains are so big and so beautiful, and it's just
And
extremely
so
impressive.
so bumpy and lots of ridges and lots of folds.
Mhm.
Not smooth at all.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Oh, speaking of smooth and not smooth, there's a game coming out called Pixel Shire
I
by
love the
Kappa.
name.
And you build the town of Pixelshire and you get to explore and there's some combat and it's like a life sim and it looks awesome. And once again, there's no release date for that. So you can just fill your dreams with pixels, shires, buildings.
Oh my god.
Looks good though.
Gosh dang it.
I know.
It does look so cute. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I don't
Actually,
think
there are
I
so
saw
many of
this
these.
one, so I see it. Oh,
Mhm.
you're right. The release date says join Discord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of them didn't even put their release date. They just said, "Here's the Discord link." I was like, "What does that mean?"
But I will say with Long Winter, a game that we are been watching and we're still watching, we've played it. They've added
Yes.
so many things to it.
Yes.
Discords are important for developers. So if you want to get in contact with them and you are loving a game, go straight to them, go to their Discord, get involved, comment on their accounts. They see
Mhm.
it, they want the feedback, they want to see the people that like their games. So any of
Yeah,
these
and they want that
games, check it
positive
out.
feedback and that
Yeah.
helpful feedback,
Yes.
even if it's not so positive.
Yes.
Okay, tell me, what else did you see in the Wholesome Direct?
Okay, so Garden Witch Life
Mhm.
was so cute, and I'm so sad that there's no demo. I don't even think there's a release date.
Yeah.
But you're basically like you're a witch who moves into an abandoned witch's home, so it has like all of the things you need, kind of like Little Witch in the Woods, which is really interesting.
Mhm.
I was wondering, and I didn't get a chance to kind of deep dive on witchhood. So if you're a witch and you're listening, let us know. Is that a thing that's common? Is it common for like witches to stumble upon an old witch home and like take the vacancy, or like do witch
Mhm.
houses trickle down generations of witches, you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe they just
So
called them.
I know. So another witch game where you move into an abandoned witch's home. By Free Time Studio, you've lost your job and you end up in a small town far away from home. You get to stay in a vacant witch house and you start building your life again. You garden,
Mhm.
you make potions and spells, and you meet friends in a town. And the way that the garden looks, it seems like very Animal Crossing, where you
Yeah.
can really put them where you want them, and you can actually put them diagonal and really stylize. And
Oh, I
I can't
love
wait to,
extra control.
yeah, I can't wait to see what people come up with. Obviously, mine's gonna be like a 2x4, but like I'm definitely gonna be following the tags on Twitter and
Mhm.
Instagram for the pictures because there are some very talented folks out there. So
Looks good.
if you're looking for a witch game, a gardening witch game, this is the one to keep your eyes on. It looks beautiful. I love the style of the game. And so,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
looks
gonna be
nice
great.
and bright.
Yeah.
A lot of like games out in the nature. Another one that kind of spoke to me was called Paradise Marsh. And if you know me, I grew up on an acreage, and there's just like not a lot of water around, but there's definitely some like little ponds and marshes and like fun things to kind of wander around. And it's by Lazy Eddie. And so this one's really cool. It's in a wetland, and we actually have a lot of wetlands here. And so you wander around through this wetland and you catch bugs. And I kind of thought at first, like, oh, it's just
So
like
cute.
a catch and collect kind of game. But there's actually this really beautiful aspect in it where you have to find like lost poetry. And there's a connection between the lost poetry and you getting to restore the night sky and getting to put stars back into it.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I thought
What?
that that was a really precious connection and kind of brought some depth to that game. So I'm really interested in having that cute sort of collection with the bugs and then having that more meaningful aspect. I loved that. It kind of reminded me of just like getting to like have part of you be attached to the game, kind of like Spiritfarer, where you really
Yeah.
like kind of
Oh, I haven't played it. I'm scared. I don't want to
oh you
cry.
it, it was one of the most incredible games I've ever played. So shout out to Spiritfarer, you must play it. But it is very, very touching and at times really difficult, especially if you yourself have had to say goodbye to someone in your life.
Yeah.
Um, I think you definitely need to have processed some of your own feelings because it kind of brings those up again, but in the most beautiful of ways. So also, if you haven't played Spiritfarer, I think it might even be on sale, and I don't know. I don't. It doesn't need to be on sale, but if you haven't played it, you absolutely should. But also, no release date for Paradise Marsh.
So keep on wishing on those stars that you cannot make yet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me about
Okay.
the Pacha thing.
Roots of Pacha. Okay, so apparently Emperor's New Groove's dad's name is Pacha. Okay,
Yes.
so there's like a correlation there. There's got to be something. All right. I played the demo a little bit,
Mhm.
and it's very Stardew. So if you were looking at some of the updates and you heard the buzzy word Stardew, it's a lot like it. The style's different. They mentioned that they're like it, so they are,
Okay.
you know, um,
Drawing some inspiration there.
drawing some inspiration, just like Stardew did with, oh my God, what is it called? What is that? What was the old ranching game?
Oh, uh,
Oh my God, it was my favorite. It was like Farm Ranch.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't play it.
I played so much of it. What is it? Farm Ranch. Oh, yeah, wait. Stardew is based off
Yeah,
of
literally,
what
what's it
game?
called?
Harvest Moon. Oh my God.
Harvest
I
Moon.
can't believe it. Okay, so I
Yeah.
played a ton of Harvest Moon. And so then
Mhm.
Stardew mentioned like they were inspired by Harvest Moon. So if you go back
Yeah.
and play the old 8-bit Harvest Moon, like the handheld Game Boy one, it is
Mhm.
Stardew. It's
Yes.
so strange.
I've
Um,
heard people who haven't played Stardew but played Harvest Moon were like,
it's
"It's
so
Harvest Moon."
weird. Yeah, it's so
But I
because
didn't play Harvest Moon, so I'm like, I'm a Stardew person.
well, and I haven't played all the Harvest Moon, so I was like, oh, I'll go back and play the old Harvest Moon. It's Stardew. Just play Stardew.
I heard that. Yeah.
But Roots of Pacha is just like it. The style's
Cool.
different. There's a little bit more story to it. With Stardew, you get a little bit of story, but there's not a ton of dialogue, right? So
Mm.
Roots of Pacha, there's a little bit more dialogue. There's more quest givers.
Okay.
Really cool. I didn't get to dive too much into it. I've only played about 20 minutes. So got to try the farming out. You get this really cool satchel.
Oh,
The art is very pixely, and you're a caveman and like the clan, and you have to honor your heritage, and it's really really cool.
oh,
I can't wait to see it.
amazing. I
It's
love it.
co-op, so really
Okay.
cool to see. Started did not launch co-op, so
That's exciting. Maybe
we'll have to dive
co-op
into it. We'll
maybe
have to do a first
village.
look co-op
Yeah.
Roots of
We love
Pacha.
building a village. I wonder if
Yes.
there's fishing.
I'm pretty sure there's all of that. I'm pretty sure there's fishing, there's
I love
cooking,
fishing.
there's cropsing.
Oh yeah, cooking.
You can make friends with animals and grow your village. So
Love that
exciting.
actually. I wish that there was like a little more to that
Yeah.
in Stardew. So it'd be kind of nice to have like maybe another level or so of that.
Yeah. Okay, so Garden
Okay.
Path.
Yes.
This game looks really awesome. I think it's by one person as well, Louis Durant,
Gosh.
who has a developing studio called The Carrot Cake, which is such a cute name.
So sweet.
It's coming out in 2022. You can play it
Mhm.
on this app, but it didn't this itch.io app, but it didn't really want to work for
Is it
me.
a demo? That
It's not I think it's a demo, but it's not a
okay.
demo. I'm not sure. I'd wait till it launches. It's on Steam.
Mhm.
Um, but it is essentially a slice of life sim game who brings the joy of gardening and small pleasures into real time seasons. So it's not a game you sit and play, it's a game you casually
Oh,
pick up. So the
okay.
idea is
Okay.
to kind of keep going back to it, but not to just
Oh,
play it. And so
interesting.
each season brings different stories and quests and characters.
Mhm.
And there's fishing, there's growing and trading and friends and all sorts of stuff.
Aw.
So the art is really cool. It's very
It's like painted
illustrated.
storybook
Yeah, it's
almost.
very a lot of neutral brown,
Mhm.
taupey
Tom.
tones. So
Yeah.
very interested to see that game.
Oh gosh, yeah, it
Um,
looks great.
okay, and I think it's Naiad, Naiad. I played the
Yeah, not yet.
demo. It was the one where you're underwater and you're like swimming. And so it's like top down on this water colored just ocean,
Mhm.
like river. And there's like
Yeah.
little puzzles you have to do, but you do have to swim and use your arrow keys or
Are you
controller,
a
whatever you
mermaid
decide to
in this
play.
game? Or are
Isn't
you a
you
human?
are, I'm not sure what you
Or are
are.
you a naiad?
I think you're a naiad. I think you're like a little spirit,
Like a water
like a water
creature.
nymph or something. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
whimsically puzzles. You like in the demo you
I
help a
like
lost
that.
duck find their mom.
Oh
Um
gosh.
it's
Okay.
so cute.
Yeah, I
The
like
music's
that.
good. I think it's a really really small team if not one person. I
Okay.
believe he is from Spain or somewhere south and uh yeah, he seems very passionate about the game and it shows like the game is beautiful. It sounds great. I can't believe that
It's
such
beautiful.
a tactical size team, worked on it. So by
I
High
don't think
Warp,
I've seen anything like this before,
mm-mm.
actually. I love it. I love like a unique take on something. So I'll definitely be checking that out.
Super duper fun. I don't know if there's a date. Is there a date?
I'm not sure.
I don't think there's a date yet.
Q3 2022.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So
coming
that's actually
coming soon.
soon.
Q3 2022. So
Oh gosh.
come in around the
Looks really,
mountain.
really good.
It was super cute. It takes a second to get used to mouse and keyboard, like the way you swim.
Right.
But
I
I
think
wonder
that's
if
even,
controller would be
oh gosh.
better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, awesome. Hopefully they have a little bit of time to kind of work on those little things and
Yeah.
we look forward to it. Okay, so that's it for us for the Wholesome Direct. But like we said, there's lots of other games. Definitely check them out and let us know. Let us know on Twitter or let us know in the comments if something stood out to you. And maybe we'll do a deep dive on that one in the future when it kind of
Yes,
comes up.
please. And if there's any games that you see that you think we would like or you're into
Yeah.
that we don't see, we can't catch everything. So any recommendation, we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, and before we move on, what is your rating for the Wholesome Games Direct?
I would give it a C only because nothing's coming out. Like
There's
nothing.
one game. There's one game out.
What?
The bear one. The
Oh, that's right.
Lumbear Jack.
Lumberjack. Okay.
Lumbear Jack.
I'll give it a C plus because there are so many games, but I'm
Hmm.
just grumpy old lady because I want to play these so badly. So
Yeah, that was a bit of a tough
there
thing
was
to
nothing.
swallow.
Nothing's coming out this summer, really. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that was a little bit difficult. I would give them a B minus.
yep.
I actually would have liked to hear from the host like a little bit more. I get it when you
Yeah.
have 75 games, if you give them all one extra minute,
Yeah.
that's 75 more minutes. So like I am kind of cognizant of that, but it was so brief. And actually, here's one thing I will say, and I don't know that this is necessarily this has to do with each game, but sometimes on the games they were showing us just imagery with no dialogue. And so
Mm,
I didn't 100% know what
what I
was
was looking
actually
at.
going on. And sometimes actually the video started and there was dialogue, but in the bottom left they didn't tell us the game yet. So then I was like taking notes and then I had to go back and like say I just felt like that was a bit difficult for me, and I get that because probably each developer, each publisher made their own video and then submitted it, right? And then they
Right.
kind of put them together. But
Yeah.
that would be my kind of takeaway from that. But overall, it was really sweet, and it is kind of cool that they get to get so many indie games in there. So it's kind of like that comes with positives and drawbacks, of course.
Yeah.
So.
So I thought it was awesome. I think it's really great to have a space like Wholesome Games because I go to Wholesome Games site all the time to find recommendations or if there's new game
Mhm.
announcements because there's constantly something coming out.
Yeah.
But I would just Yeah, I think I would have liked to been able to play something sooner.
Yeah.
Maybe mix it with some things that are coming out and some things that are farther out would be nice. Like a nice like anticipation, and also like it's out now, like would be kind of nice
Yeah.
to see.
That maybe is something that they could take into consideration. Like it did feel like a really, really heavy focus on things in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree with that. It would be nice to have some things available now. Moving on to Geeks Week.
Speaking of the future,
Yes.
Netflix has their own video game sort of thing. And you guys all know that they love doing animated series of games. They have been partnering with so many. They've canceled a ton, but they've partnered with a ton as well. And so they're coming out with a bunch of games. And I didn't read Shadow and Bone, so don't come for me, but they're coming
I
out with.
watched the show.
Oh, okay. So there's a show and a book
Yeah.
and everything. I've heard of it, but I haven't read it. And I feel like I need to now because it has a mobile
Good.
RPG and
I'd like to
it
read
looks
the book,
cool.
too. We'll have to do like a book reading month.
Yes, we'll do Shadow and Bone month.
It looks good. So they're coming out with a mobile RPG game. So that should be kind of interesting.
Netflix
Probably
is coming
a
out
little
with
bit.
games. That is very, very interesting.
Yeah, and then a dating sim. What's going on with that?
Okay, so you know what Too Hot to Handle is. Yeah, that's right. They're ridiculous dating show. And so it's coming out with the dating sim game on mobile to Netflix. And
Sounds too wild for me.
you get to choose. It's basically you get to be in the show. So you get to create a character who is on
Oh,
the show. You get to date people or not date people. You're supposed to not do the dirty with them. You're supposed to hold
oh,
off and try your best. They basically
abstain.
put a bunch of hot people in a room together and tell them not to touch each other, and
No touching.
they have a
See what
hard
happens.
time. So
Oh gosh.
Too Hot to Handle game coming out. So if you're looking for a dating sim, it's all you.
My God.
Dragon Age
What-
though.
yeah, what's going on with that? So
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age Absolution.
Absolution.
What's that going to be?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Me either.
Okay, so
Oh
I
no.
haven't seen it yet because I don't know much about Dragon Age. I played the second one a long, long time ago, but I just started the first one, so I don't really know a ton about the story behind it all. So I want to wait to watch the trailer until I've at least beat the first game to kind of understand
Fair.
what's going on. It's very Witcher though, where there's like
Yeah.
a circle of mages that are like banned from using magic, and then there's like this other tier of warrior guys who are like the chosen secret elite guys, and then you have like the kingdoms and all those sorts of things. So it's very Witcher feeling to me.
I just finished watching
see.
that actually last
Oh God, that's so good. I cannot wait. Henry is amazing. Oh,
week. Wish there was more of that. Okay, it looks cool. It says not a lot is known generally about the show so far, but lots to kind of look forward to. And yeah, definitely a lot of collaboration with BioWare. So I guess we'll have to see. Oh, it says it's going to air December 2022.
ooh, I better hurry up and finish the game.
Yeah, giving you a timeline.
All right. So coming up, we're getting close. We're making it through all of this right now.
Yeah, we're moving on to our last.
Steam has their Next Fest event, which is basically a week of demos for a bunch of games that are being announced, a bunch of games that have been announced that are able to facilitate demos. You can check it out. It's literally on the front page of their store. A lot of demos until next Monday. So June 20th, they're showing off a bunch of stuff. And one of them is from Devolver Digital, and it's called Cult of the Lamb. And I literally have been working on a video for this game because I'm so excited for it.
Really?
And I wasn't. Like I saw the art and was like, okay, sure, fine. Let's try it. But then I tried it and I played it for like 30 minutes, Snacks.
Okay.
And
You
I
liked it?
wanted to keep playing it. So
Really?
uh
Okay, you start your own cult. Okay, I see. I see you.
you're a little lamb. And you get killed or you get sent into the underworld, and you have to, in order to come back to Earth, you have to create a cult following
Oh.
to get the demons and fight the bosses. And so you have to become stronger. And the way to get stronger to be able to fight these guys is to make a base. And to make a base, you have to craft a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So
Step
it
by step by
feels
step.
It feels like Don't Starve. So if you've played
I
Don't
love Don't
Starve,
Starve.
it's like a survival game, but
Oh,
you're building a cult. So there's like a second quest thing to it. And then there's different weapons and armor and stuff. Kind
wait,
of
is this
like,
out?
right?
Is it
Right?
out
It's
or
not
is it a
out yet.
demo?
It's just a demo.
Okay, I'm not doing it yet.
Okay. But like, have you ever played Binding of Isaac? Or have you ever
No,
seen
but I have
it?
watched a lot of people play it,
So
so
you
I
know
do know
how
what
there's like different rooms you unlock and you have to kind of like
yes.
clear the room, go to the next room, and then there's
Yeah.
like a bunch of things. It's very much like that. So there are different rooms that have different weapons you can unlock. You can choose your skill trees and all sorts of stuff as you go through
Oh,
and fight bosses and
okay.
unlock stuff. And so that's how you get more cult members is you have to fight the boss to unlock the cult member. And one of them was a yak, and it was so
Oh, we love
cute.
Yak.
And really cool, you can actually customize each cult member. So you, even if it was, let's say you save a sheep, and
Yeah.
you can actually change it to a bunch of different creatures. You can make it a bird, you can make it a duck. There's things
Gosh,
you
she's
can
gonna have an
unlock.
identity crisis.
There's a bunch of different colors. There's rainbows of colors to choose. So
Okay, okay.
you can have like an all yellow cult. You can have whatever you want.
Oh, wow. Okay, so unification of the cults.
Yes,
Okay,
cult
so
up.
definitely we'll have to check that out too.
So looks
Speaking
really
of,
good.
yeah, Devolver Games, they actually have like 5 or 6 games kind of that they were focusing on, and they did like a little they had kind of had a game show on those focused on those 5. And I think Cult of the Lamb, I don't know, was that one of them? I think
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah.
And then there was something called Anger Foot, which is about like kicking doors in. It was a kind of
Or like guns
interesting.
and kicking and
Yeah, a lot of kicking. One called Skate Story, which is some skateboarding, but
it was like
um
pixely glass
it's really
looking,
simplistic,
mhm,
like the
minimal.
design,
Yeah.
which was kind of interesting and a bit of a breath of fresh air in the
Yeah.
busyness of video games. Card Shark, which was like a card game, but I don't exactly remember what type
I
of card game.
right? I know there's one that's like based off solitaire. I don't know if that's it. I think it's like a 2D card
Yeah,
dueling
it says
game.
it's a deceit game. Play your opponents better than you play your cards. Interesting.
Mm.
Okay, and I kind of like the art style there too. It's like thick lines, almost like a coloring book. So I kind of
Cute.
enjoyed that.
Terra Nil was announced, which
Mm,
is kind of one of the top demos people are playing and the game people are
yes,
wish listing. So
yes.
it is really, really cool. You basically make like this, what is it even called?
You like terraform, right? Is that the one where it's like a barren
It's
land?
barren, and then you have to put the little windmills, and then you have to create little
Mhm.
generators, and then there's like
Yeah,
different steps to creating water to grass to dirt to rocks. And so
sounds relaxing,
it
but
was really nice, but it was really short. I was really
is
sad.
it relaxing?
It's
Okay, is the question. So we'll just have to
from
determine that.
relaxing to lemon cake. I would say it's more on the relaxing side.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it with a side of lemon cake. And then there was one more that they focused on, but 2 more that we wanted to touch base on. And one of them was the Plucky Squire, which like looks so cute. Like it's like really soft, kind of 3D cute animation. They are storybook characters.
I love it.
And you're jumping between like 2D and 3D realms, which is really, really cool. So I really like that. And I'm a sucker for storybooks. The teacher in me kind of loves that vibe and like listening to a story and the pages turning. So looks really, really nice. And once again, 2023. So
Point B is like a mobile game, so excited to chat about a mobile game briefly. It
mobile.
looks like Kirby and Nintendo made like a Japanese style storybook game where you shoot little pellets and you try to shoot your fruit down and you get scores and you can kind of like level up that way. Um, yeah, interesting. I don't know what else about it, but it should be amazing. It's action, cute,
Okay,
casual,
interesting.
mobile.
Okay, all
And it
right.
says you can play it now on Netflix games. So I
Yeah, I just saw that. Really cool.
amazing.
Okay, so it's
Dun, dun, dun,
time to
dun.
switch it up. Okay, shh. I have a secret.
Okay.
Can you keep it?
No.
There's a confirmed direct for June 29th, question mark?
Question mark. Lots of question marks. Lots of codes of text and things.
Yeah.
But we talked a little about this last time, but it's
did.
kind of confirmed. Like it's
What's less confirmed then?
less confirmed
More
then.
confirmed
Yeah,
now.
more confirmed now, and definitely excited to hear. What do you think? What do you think they're gonna say?
Okay,
I don't
let
even
me tell you,
know.
I have some ideas. I do. Okay,
Okay,
number
give
one
it to
is
me.
always the same idea I always have. New Mario Kart tracks. Okay, listen, if you haven't already jumped on board, it's $30. It's gonna get you like 10 new cups, and each cup has 4 races in it. And they're kind of like updating some of those old races to bring them in from GameCube and the N64 and bringing those forward, which is awesome. And so far they've released a set of 2, and so I'm hoping for another 2 maybe this summer. It's perfect timing, June 29th, next tracks in the summer. So that's my number one hope. And after that, I would say probably more information about Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet and Violet's coming out. And once again, that's kind of that like open world exploration aspect.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what changes they've made to kind of enhance that. Because I actually do think I'm going to be picking up this Pokemon. So
I'm so excited.
and co-op there too. So hopefully
Yeah,
they touch base on that.
we're gonna be playing some
And
Pokemon.
mhm,
Splatoon 3. One of my
yes.
bigs is obsessed and cannot wait.
Oh,
It's coming out in September. We've heard nothing about it,
yeah.
so hopefully
Dish
we're
it.
hopefully we hear more about it this summer. It's only got a few months left, so if you're a
Yeah.
Splatoon fan, Splatoon 3 is coming. Very excited, but I'm most excited for the next Zelda game, which if they don't show us anything on it after what they've shown us before, I'm going to lose my mind. I
I'd
want to
like
go in
some
the sky.
information on
Let me
that.
go in the sky.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I would love to know a little bit more about what's going on with that. And for me, like a dream one that I don't know that they'll talk about, but that I dream of them talking about would be Pikmin. I love Pikmin. I didn't get to jump on board until like Pikmin 3, and I just think it's so fun and so cute. And I love I just love the game. I think it's great. And I'd really like to know if there's going to be more in the future and what that looks like. And
They look
yeah.
like little Koroks.
They're so cute. Yes,
It looks like
exactly.
a little
So cute.
onion, little green onion.
Yeah, oh my gosh, and then they grow a flower. Oh, and you know what? There's a Pikmin game that you can get on your phone, and it counts your steps, and then it levels up Pikmin. And actually, I play it sometimes, and it's fun.
We're learning something new.
Yeah.
Snacks is showing off right now.
Actually, when I went to the gym, I would hold my phone, which is so annoying because I don't have an Apple Watch, so it would count my steps, so it would hatch my Pikmin eggs, and my gym trainer always used to make fun of me. She was like, "Go play your game on the treadmill."
Did you play Pokemon Go when it was really popular?
I did play it when it was
Okay.
really popular, but I haven't played it like since.
I know. I want to see something like that come back because I really want to just be able to go. But there's like no places where I live. So it's like,
Oh, boo. That was like my Pikmin, but there was things in the city, like there's fruit and you have to go collect them, which I did like. But yeah. Anyways, it's a good game. And one more, actually, we talked about this on episode 1, I believe. It's
mhm.
called Another Crab's Treasure. And just to refresh your mind, that's the game about the cute crab in the open world
So cute.
exploration. That's like a Souls game. So then you get your like shell stomped on basically by like all of these underwater
Your little
demons.
shelves just stepped
Yeah.
in,
I'm really
crushed.
interested to see what that looks like. I've never played a Souls-esque game, so I feel like that might be my first, and I'd love to hear more.
Please stream it because I want to see you throw your controller.
I haven't really played a game like that would be
Where you have to like be
enraging.
patient, dance around a little
Yeah,
crabby,
you have to like
and
try the same thing 30 times, so I'm not sure. So,
jeez,
yeah.
jeez, jeez, jeez.
So that's what we think. And so yeah, the 29th. So we'll have another show in between now and then. So maybe by then we'll like know
We'll have more information. I
what's
doubt it
happening
though.
or not, and I'll
Ugh.
just keep speculating.
We'll just be wondering when those Mario Kart tracks are coming.
I Google it every week. So
Every week.
as soon as I know, I will tell you.
Just tune in just for the Mario Kart updates because you know we're going to.
Exactly. Okay, so tell me, what have you been up to? What have you been playing offline,
Okay.
online?
So I've been playing a lot. So I've been playing a lot of games. I actually took
Mhm.
this week stream off. Besides Friday, I think I'm gonna start The Quarry just because
Yes.
I can't wait. I love Until Dawn. I love Supermassive games, the
Mhm.
story driven like spooky games. So we're gonna be playing that.
Yeah.
But I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age. I played Mario Strikers, so that came out. That's
Yes.
new. It's
Yes.
like this Nintendo soccer game that just came out. Highly recommend you use an alto team on both sides. It's hilarious. It sounds so funny. The only thing is it's very zoomed out, so you have to like squint, and
Put your glasses on.
the characters are so small on the screen, but
Yeah.
they kind of do a good job trying to zoom in when people are like by each other, but it's just like a lot of like zooming in and zooming out. So
Keep it in mind. Got it.
yeah, but yeah, I've just sort of been, we're just working on the podcast and
Yeah.
just making sure that it's available to everyone, making sure that everything is working, and took some time
Mhm.
off to uh, you know, take some time off. It's almost summer. This is the last week of school here. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, last
Hold
week of
on to
school
your
before
life.
everyone's home. So I've got to
Yeah.
make sure I get everyone ready to go and do their stuff. So
Mhm. Yeah.
excited to be
I've
back
been
at it.
playing a lot of Nino Kuni on the mobile game. I haven't been in my office a whole lot, which has been honestly kind of nice. I've definitely taken some time for myself and some quiet, which has been much needed. And I do miss all of you. And I'm glad that you're able to catch up with us a little bit on the podcast. But
Yeah.
I've been playing a ton of Nino Kuni. Once again, my kingdom is top 20 in my server. They're a little stacked.
Flex.
I've never really played a game like exactly like this, and it's been really fun to do something different. But I'm also not the type of person where they're like, okay, 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, the world boss, okay, and I'm like, oh man, like,
You're like,
and then
I don't know if I'll make
yeah,
it, but you guys should definitely keep making it.
yeah, and then they're like 5 times a day they have field bosses, and I'm like, listen, I have to nap, check my email, eat. I can't do this 4 times a day. Anyway, but I'm really enjoying it. And sometimes I think maybe I should be in charge of this kingdom if I'm not gonna be.
You're the queen.
I'm
You're the
playing it
queen.
every day. I just don't do every boss every day. I feel like it's reasonable, but
I feel like that's
that's
the gotcha part of the game, right? Where it's like, gotta
yeah.
log in at now.
Yeah.
It's time. You
Yes,
got your
and
phone.
also give me $80. And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my god,
Literally. So yeah,
amazing.
that's what I've been doing, and that's kind of what I'm gonna continue to do. So looking ahead to this next week, I still am gonna continue just to spend some time with myself and my family, but I am gonna be playing some Switch games. So if you want to play some games, I'll be around. I'd love to do that, and I'll be playing Nino Kuni, and we will have movie night. And so with the podcast on Thursdays, we're kind of bumping that to Friday. So if you
Hey.
want to hang out, movie night on Friday. Should be a fun time. What about you, Mav? What looking ahead to this week, this weekend?
If you want something spooky on Friday after movie
Oh,
night, come hang out, and
yeah.
I'll be being scared. But
Oh,
that's all I'm doing. Like, I'm really trying to not do too much. I feel like it's a trap. You all know I do too much. And so I'm really
mhm.
trying to like play some demos and not feel like I have to record them all, just sort of enjoy being, because last summer I was working a full-time job and streaming. And so I never went outside. And then this year we don't have a summer. So I'm like, I really want to be outside. So once the weather's nicer, I'll be outside more, and maybe we'll be playing more games at night just because
Yeah. Amazing.
I'll be out in the day.
Well, I feel that that went really great. This is the first time we've recorded our podcast not live. And so thank you so much if you took time out of your night to watch our podcast, spend time with us, and hang out. It was really fun to recap all of the excitement and games this week. And like we said, we'll definitely have all of those links available for you to all of the websites that we talked about today. And for anything that we kind of reference, we'll definitely have that available for you in the YouTube and the podcast info sections.
Yay. And also, don't forget to leave us 5 stars if you enjoy this episode, and leave a comment. We'd love to be able to shout you out. Leave a comment on Apple or Spotify, and on our latest YouTube video. So on this episode, you can leave a comment on YouTube and maybe you will get a shout out. So
Yes.
make sure you do the thing. And coming up next, we're going to be chatting with Lollipop. So thank you so much for tuning in. And Snacks, I love you so much. And we'll see you next week.
I love you too. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here and enjoy your chat with Lori Pops.